Tubby Tarot, and this is Book Talk. Today I want to talk about the pros and cons of hardcovers versus soft covers. So, which do you prefer? Leave a comment down below. Hardcover books or softcover books? Personally, I prefer softcover books, and I'm going to give you a couple of pros about softcover books, why I kind of like them. First of all, they are lighter, literally lighter, they weigh less. Okay, so for me, reading a paperback is far more comfortable than reading a hardcover book. I find hardcover books not only heavy, but they are bulky, okay? And I find a paperback, and yes, you're probably going to scream in horror, but with a paperback, I can turn the page around and kind of hold the book as one sheet like that. The other thing, and you're going to be amazed at this, a paperback can stand a lot more damage than a hardcover book. And there is a guy on YouTube that actually did this. He did this experiment, he showed you, and I will try and find the link and put it in the description below, because I think it's a video that you really should watch. It is mind-boggling how much damage a paperback can actually withstand compared to a hardcover. So if I can find the video, I will. If you see the link down below, click it and go and watch his video. It's an absolute eye-opener. So I like that about paperbacks. The other thing I really like about paperbacks is they're a lot easier to get hold of than hardcovers. The thing with hardcover books is generally, with any book, or with most books, generally only the first edition is sent out in hardcover. There might be a reprint in hardcover, but generally speaking, especially nowadays, your hardcover book would be your first edition, okay? And after that would go to paperback. Now, I find that obviously paperbacks are a lot easier to get hold of because they are mass produced. The other thing, and it goes hand in hand, is that paperbacks are way less expensive than hardcover books. And again, I think it's because of this whole hardcover being the first edition, but also just the way paperbacks can be produced en masse. So your paperback edition would be your mass-produced stuff, and your hardcover edition would be your slightly more upper market, upper range of price. Also, I think just because of the amount of board and glue and stitching and stuff like that, the actual makeup of a hardcover. Most hardcovers have either you get the beautiful fancy ones that are covered in leather or fake leather or in cloth bound, but most of them come with a jacket cover with that removable thing that you can take off. So there's a lot more that goes into making a hardcover book, which makes it a lot more expensive than your common old garden variety, mass market, mass produced soft cover. All right, or what we know as a paperback. Okay, so paperbacks are less expensive. And then there also, with paperbacks, there is a large variety of publications. So for instance, you get Vintage Classics. It's a print of a book. It's called Vintage Classics. Then you get the Penguin Classics. Then you get Wordsworth Classics. They all print the same book, but they are different publishing houses. So you have a choice, more of a choice of which publishing house, and in other words, which version of a paperback you would like to buy, as opposed to hardcovers, which are generally only published by the original publisher. So Collins publishing house would give the first edition hardcover of whatever book, and then after that the rights to that book are farmed out to different publishing houses, okay? And so with paperbacks you get a far bigger variety. Now hardcovers, okay, let's have a look at the pros of a hardcover book. All right, to me, a hardcover book looks amazing on the shelf. And the reason this is so is because hardcover books, especially today, in today's modern age, hardcover books are being reproduced with the most beautiful covers. So they're being covered in fake leather, covered in actual leather. I've even seen books that have been covered in metal sheeting, with little bits and pieces being tooled into the actual book. Hardcover books have got, a lot of them have got sort of gold leaf on them. that sort of thing. They are really, really beautifully presented, whereas a lot of your paperbacks are just paperbacks. It's just a cardboard cover. Okay, so aesthetically, your hardcover book will look beautiful on your shelf. Okay, embossed, as I said, cloth bound, that sort of thing. Another pro about your hardcover books is, generally speaking, they are your first editions. So if you're going to buy a first edition book, it's probably going to be a hardcover book, which is fantastic. Okay, a hardcover book, a first edition hardcover book, would be a lot more valuable than, say, a second printing in paperback form. Hardcover books are also more valuable to very serious book collectors than paperbacks. And the reason for this is that most book collectors will collect old books. Okay, so they will collect books from the Victorian era, the medieval ages, that sort of thing. And most of those books were, all of those books were originally published in hardcover. They were not published as softcover books. Okay, so that is the other thing about hardcover books, is their value, their actual value, their money value. I'm not talking about their story value, I'm talking about their money value, is more than paperbacks. Okay, and then of course my favorite thing about hardcover books is they make great paperweights. Okay, I heard you laughing in the back row. Okay, hardcover books versus softcover books. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you prefer hardcover books, and why do you prefer them? Or do you prefer getting a softcover book, and why do you like softcover books? All right, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot, and this has been Book Talk. I'll see you guys next Thursday.